Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have a battle against Roberval, I believe that is, and he's looking pretty solid. Has a pretty cool team there, pretty strong. Looking at my team, it is the same one that I used in the last couple of games here. So we have to decide what we want to lead with and which three we want to bring to the match. So, that is a good question. I think we're going to lead with... This is a good question. Let's go with... Let's go with the Rotom Heat for the lead, and then we'll also bring Aggron and Alakazam. Let's give that a shot. And we'll see how that works out. Alright. So, he is going to lead with the Meowstic, as we led with the Rotom. So that was kind of as expected. So I think what we want to do here is, this thing does have Prankster, so we are Scarf, so we should outspeed him unless he's going for a status move. Let's go ahead and fire off a Dark Pulse, see how much damage we can get. He is going to fake out, though, so we are going to get chipped and flinched. So that is going to put us back to the drawing board this turn. So do we still want to go for Dark Pulse? It's hard to say, not knowing what he brought. We could Overheat. We'll do a lot of damage. Yeah, let's do Overheat. Let's change it up. So he is going to switch. What is he going to come in with? It is going to be Sylveon. Okay, so we know he has that as another Pokemon. We do go for an Overheat, and we do miss. So that is unfortunate. So yeah, that's very unfortunate. Let's... How do we want to play this? What is he gonna... What kind of attack could he go for is the question. Let's just switch to Aggron here. I feel like there's probably not a lot he can go for that's going to do too much damage to us. So we'll go to Aggron. And he is going to Yawn, so that sucks. So he goes for the Yawn. Not great. So now we're in a situation where we have to switch out or go to sleep. So let's switch right back to the Rotom Heat. So we may end up in a situation where we get caught in a Yawn loop here, although no, he is going to switch himself, and he's going to switch to Venusaur. So comes in with the Venusaur, we switch out as well, and we come in with the Rotom Heat once more. So now the question is, do we want to hit this thing hard, or do we want to pivot out? I feel like it's probably better to pivot. We know his full lineup, so we know there's no electric immunity, which is good. Let's just Volt Switch. We're going to Volt Switch here. So he does stay in. We do Volt Switch. We get some chip damage on that thing. Not too much. We do get the pivot out, which is good. And I think I don't really want to come in. Actually, I kind of don't want to come in with either Aggron or Alakazam, but I think Aggron's the better of the two choices, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to come in with Aggron, and he is going to Toxic, so that's perfect. So that doesn't hit us, so that's fine. So I think what we want to do here now, I know we've been playing the Switch game a lot, just to kind of further scout his moveset out, I think we probably switch to Rotom here, because if he's got like Mega Evolution, Ground Move, that kind of thing, he's going to want to go for it. So we're going to go back to Rotom here, actually. That's going to be our play, just to kind of further scout this thing out. So there is the Rotom, as he does Earth Power, so he did have that. Not going to touch us thanks to Levitate. So in the interest of time, we're not going to... I think this time we're actually going to overheat on him, try and get as much damage as possible. So, there's the overheat. We do connect this time, fortunately, and it should do massive damage. It is enough to go ahead and just take the Venusaur down outright, which is amazing. We are going to get that harsh special attack drop, but it does take care of the Venusaur and knock him down to 2 Pokemon, so that is pretty good for us. So now we'll see what he wants to come in with in response to that. We know he's got Meowstic, we know he's got Sylveon, so he is going to come in with the Meowstic. So that thing is in, and so unfortunately with our special attack dropped, we're not going to be doing much damage to him, but I feel like it might be worth it to just get some chip on this thing. So we're going to overheat again here, as he is going to fake out, and also we take the fake out with the Rotom. So we get chipped and flinched once more, but I think it's worth it to go for the overheat once again to try and chip this thing. As we do outspeed because of the Scarf, we do get the overheat off, and it does do still about a third damage and chip, which is not bad. We take another special attack drop as he goes for the Psychic, knocks us below half. So unfortunately the overheats aren't going to be doing much damage, but I kind of still feel like it's worth it to continue to chip this thing, so we're going to overheat again. He actually does switch though. Not wanting to take any further chip damage, he's going to come in with Sylveon as we go for the overheat once more, and that actually does quite a lot of damage to that thing. We definitely, we got a crit there, so that negated our special attack drops. That is going to knock that thing down to about a third, but it does get a Citrus Berry to regain some HP. So with that in mind, I think our best play here, we're actually going to switch to the Alakazam this time, and the reason I want to do that is because I don't want to take any chances with Aggron, because I think it definitely could be the key to securing our victory long term. So we're going to switch to Alakazam. Unfortunately, we do switch right into a Shadow Ball, which does massive damage, takes us down to about a quarter HP. So I think our best play here is just to chip this thing with a Psychic, so that's exactly what we're going to do. I don't know if it'll be enough to take it out, since this thing is pretty bulky on the special side, but it is worth it to go for. So we go for the Psychic. Not quite enough to take the Sylveon out, unfortunately. Takes him down to about 18%. We get the special defense drop, but it's not going to matter, as the next Shadow Ball will take care of the Alakazam, and that will knock us down to 2 Pokemon. So I think that's kind of okay, though, because we are going to be able to just go ahead and come in with Aggron. So there it is, and we are just going to go ahead, and now is the time to bust out our Mega Evolution and hit this thing as hard as possible with an Iron Head. So that's what we're going to do. So there is the Mega Evolution, Mega Aggron, back in the game. Love to see it. As he is going to go for the Yawn, so that's not great. So he did outspeed us, so we are able to hit him with an Iron Head in return, which will take care of the Sylveon. So that is good news. So that is going to knock him down to just 1 Pokemon. So the only bad news about this is we do have to switch the Aggron, or we are going to go to sleep, and I feel like it's probably worth switching to avoid going to sleep. So we're going to switch to Rotom. It may just be a sack switch, but I do think it's worth it, because we do not want Aggron to go to sleep right now. So we're going to switch to the Rotom Heat once more, as he is finally going to bust out the Mega Evolution on Meowstic, holding it till the last second into Mega Meowstic, brand new Mega we haven't seen before here. So there it is, and he does have the Trace to Trace Levitate, important to remember, as he goes for a Dark Pulse, and we do actually tank it with 7 HP, which is pretty cool. So that is going to hopefully let us fire off a Dark Pulse at this thing, as he is actually going to go ahead and throw in the towel. So we are going to win that one 2-1 against Roberval. So that was a pretty good match, actually. I guess he just figured he would forfeit, because he knew that long term he wasn't going to get the win. So yeah, would have been interesting to see the end of that one, but unfortunately he did not want to continue. So it is what it is. But we are going to get a win there, 2-1 technically. Although I do think we would have had the win in that one regardless. I do think that I don't think the Dark Pulse probably wouldn't have been enough to take him out in one shot with the Rotom, but I do think Aggron would have cleaned it up in the end. So, but really solid match nonetheless. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.